right, so today we have Miss Angela Amazing Tate. Miss Tate is a returning guest on my show. Not only is she a returning guest on my show, she is also the biggest monetary sponsor that I have so far. If you go to my link tree, and you don't know this, but now you're hearing this, if you go to my website, my fifth link will say biggest supporter, biggest donator monetarily, and her Instagram will pop up. So yeah,
Oh,
Miss Tate, I want to tell you thank you for coming on my show for the second time, and I also want to tell you thank you for sending me Miss Katrina Jameson
yeah.
Miller. I appreciate that, dog. For real, I appreciate that. Miss Miller was so sweet and so nice, and she was so respectful, and I really want her for
Oh,
a part two as well. But without you, I wouldn't have met her. So I'm glad you sent her to me.
well, it's so funny because I really didn't know her. And one of my prayer partners, my prayer warriors, one of my clients, um, is is wearing her clothing line, and she shared with me that that was one of her favorite people. And so I just messaged her and I started posting her stuff. And, she was like, oh my God, thank you. And I was like, that's what we're here for, to support each other. So then she posted something and I said, okay, you ready for the next step? I need you to do this interview. And she was like, oh my God, thank you, thank you. And I was like, wait, you got to get in first. So when she got in, she was so excited, so grateful. And I'm looking forward to, supporting her business and even, trying her clothes, her clothing line and her little stuff. But she thanked me, and I think that's what it's about, us just connecting. You have done some amazing interviews, just going back and watching them. And I just think that that's where we got to be for 2021, a little more hungrier, to the point that we collaborate. And I think that's a good word, collaborate, on networking a little bit better. Yeah.
Yes, man. Well, Miss Tate. Oh, y'all. Whoever watching this, I want y'all to be Don't try to get interviewed by me no more, cause I'm not about to be here for no much longer. And now, if you would like to get interviewed, don't come to me. Come to Miss Tate. Just to let you know, cause she's specializing in caregivers. So if you are a caregiver, please reach out to her, cause she would love for you to tell your story. She's not doing interviews; she's doing story times where you get to express yourself and
Yes.
say whatever you want. Her platform is all open game. You can come on there, express yourself, say whatever you like. She's not gonna hold you back. She's not gonna tell you no, and
Yeah.
she's coming with open arms. So yeah, Miss Tate. Before we start, can you please tell me about your new business venture of doing interview? Well, doing tell your stories.
So, first of all, let me introduce myself for the people who did not see part one of my interview. I am Angela Amazing Tate, visionary specialist, certified life coach, and I am the caregivers coach. And I call myself the caregiver coach because I help caregivers with strategies, techniques, and resources, and to tap into their source of strength and power while caring and sharing for others, so that they can feel like they have someone, um, and that they're not doing this by themselves. So I don't want anybody to feel burnout, overwhelmed. And the reason why I know, because I'm a caregiver as well. So that is what I wanted to start with. Um, and that's why I did this quick introduction, because when you say the caregiver's coach, or somebody said, what's the difference between a caregiver, or it's a difference between a caregiver and a caretaker. And it really is. But the fact remains, you are caring for someone else. And sometimes we forget about ourselves. So I was so moved by the fact that COVID has brought so many people, to be caregivers at the moment, that you just woke up and now you're taking care of somebody. That wasn't your intent. Your whole world shifted. It changed. And I thought about my circumstances, my situation, and even when I fell sick a couple of years ago. Um, it's different. So I came up with, the caregivers, the amazing caregivers circles, and I use the word circles because there are so many different circles that caregivers are in and caretakers, that I wanted to be able to do interviews, and not necessarily interviews, but I wanted people to have an opportunity to share their stories. So, a couple of days ago before New Year's, I did my first story time. And my first story time was a lady who's caring for both of her parents. Um, One was fine, and then he just all of a sudden got sick. So she had to move in the nursing home to take care of both of them because they're short staffed. Her world just changed. So now she has two elderly parents and she's taking care of two. She went from one within a month's time to two, and she still has her own health issues. That was huge. She had a great interview. We had a lot of technicalities. We couldn't get the Zoom to work. Um, we couldn't hear the audio. Something wasn't working. But you know what? Everything went wrong and it still went right because it spent from one thing to the next. She needed to share her story. Just a little bit I was able to catch and put out there. People were like, I'm a caregiver, I'm a caretaker. Oh my God, I want to tell my story. So that was huge. That was huge for me. So just that one snippet of what I thought was messed up has really been, I think we on to something. So yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think that's cool, Miss Tate. All right. So, my first question for you is, what are your upcoming plans for this year?
So as y'all see, I got my 2020, 2021 hat on because it's January 2nd. So third, I think it's the third, I don't know. But we just swung in just January. And I'm excited because I was so glad to leave 2020 behind that I'm ready for something new. So my intentions, because sometimes God have a way of laughing at us, and what we plan is not the plans He has for us. But my intentions is to work on my nonprofit this year. So I'm announcing on your platform. So this is an exclusive interview or exclusive tip that I'm giving or dropping, that I will be moving to Houston and I will be walking away from my job so that I can pursue my caregiver circle, or my nonprofit, and just continue to build relationships and build my brand so that I can be available and network with other caregivers, caretakers, so that I can join some groups and, actually be there because it's a lot of work. It's very heavy, even putting out material, resources. You want to be accessible. And I chose Houston because I'm from originally New Orleans, Louisiana, so it's not far from my hometown. But I have family that I'm not planning on going that way, but I'm gonna definitely go to a new scene. So I'm hoping, Tony, that you show up. We do an event together, a pop-up shop. We know it's still COVID. We will be practicing social distance, but we gotta live still. So we gotta trust in God that He got us, and we got to do what we got to do. So that's one of the big things I'm doing. On top of, I'm dropping a new book, and it is about mental health. So I talked about that. But I'm also doing, just got chosen to do this collaboration with these ladies that I will be putting together a whole photo shoot for them. And they are women of wealth. So this is going to be an interesting project. And then I will transform that into a book for them. And so I'll help them with I'll be doing the whole process. So again, I had to take off my job because the projects that I'm getting um, invited to, I'm also doing my own conference. So I'm doing a caregiver to caregiver circle, which is a round talk table talk, and it's free. So again, it's so many things that I have lined up. I only want to do and share with you guys the first and the second quarter because I just need to get through the first 6 months. and then restructure and come back with a plan for the last 6 months.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, so Miss Tate, my next question for you is who who was your hero growing up?
um, so back then, my great grandmother was my hero. Because my great grandmother raised me. But when my grandmother passed, I don't think I saw heroes. We grew up in the projects. We actually lived in the same project, two courtways away from where Master P and them lived. So they were just regular people at the time. So, a lot of times for others, it was the neighborhood drug dealers because they had nice things. The boosters, like keeping it real. When you are a product of your environment, you look up to the environment and the people in the environment. I don't think I just ever fell in that place where I saw a hero after my grandmother. She was always that person. I always loved older people because I loved wisdom and the knowledge and being taught. So I just knew you're gonna get something from somebody old, old school. So for me, that was pretty much it, which was my great grandmother.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What motivates you every day to go harder?
I'll tell you what motivated me, and I could not wait to walk into 2021. And as you know, I just stated, I'm quitting my job. Now that's a lot because I'm nowhere in a space or place. But I think what motivated me was I came too far to quit. I came too far to turn around. I came too far when I got people who are saying, "Oh my God, I mean, like, how did you do this? What did you do?" And I'm fighting every day. I get up every day, inspiring, and motivating and encouraging myself with the right surroundings, the right people. I had to change my mindset. So changing my mindset, it was like, man, that was not something you just wake up and do. But I realized where I was not getting the results. And I needed to wake up saying, you know what? I got to get hungry. Because when I get there, I'll know, but I'm not there yet. So I don't even know what there looks like. I just know I'm not there yet. So I get up every day fighting for the next chapter, the next level, the next energy thing, the next way. Because when I can feed 100 kids, when I can take three mothers and tell them, take a week off work, take a break, you're good. When I can be able to say, hire someone to sit with your parents so that you can just get some sleep. When I can be in that kind of position, then I'm almost there. But until that happened, I don't have no time to act like I made it because I'm made it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, on somebody else's job? No. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Miss Tate, my next question for you is what is your definition of happiness?
Oh, that's easy for me. So my definition of happiness is um, self-love. And when you fall in love with yourself, it's so easy to be happy with so many other things in life because it all comes together. So I've learned that happiness is not measured by the person who you're with, or happiness is not measured by places you go or how much money you have. It's measured by you being happy with who you are and loving yourself within, like finding that happiness within. So for me, I could be on my job, excuse me, by myself, and I'm working by myself, and I'm excited, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm in a place because it's almost like, girl, you're so funny, you're something else. Oh my God, you're amazing. So I've learned it's not what other people are saying about you or to you, it's what you're saying about yourself. It's the conversations you have by yourself. As I stated to you before we started the interview, I've been to West Africa twice, and I went both times by myself. I had family there, but um, I was okay because I'm one of those people like I like me, and when you're like you, it's easy to be um, in a space of I'm good. So I didn't always know that, and I didn't always get up and say I like myself. So it was a process because I'm not going to do this interview and sugarcoat it and make people think that I wake up and I'm just in this space. It's been some rough times, but I chose me. And when you choose you, and that's chapter 3 in my book, um, one of my books, it's I chose me. And when I chose me, I became happier with the process of being intentional, of being happy. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is what are what is your proudest accomplishment?
So in life, 2020, or
No, ma'am. What is your proudest accomplishment in life?
so my proudest accomplishment is falling and getting back up. I think, from health challenges, from being in the world and of the world, to becoming saved, to being able to make so many mistakes, but yet can overcome them. I sum all of that up into being able to fall gracefully and getting back up. So even when I fell and I didn't know I was getting, I fell gracefully. I got back up even more gracefully. So for me, my that answer would be being able to get back up from life's falls. That's my biggest accomplishment because the material possessions, the things, the diplomas, the certificates, all those things. If you don't find genuinely, you're not humble about what you've been through, overcame, and show that gratitude that I made it. I'm still standing. I survived it. Everybody don't do that. So that's an accomplishment for me. That is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is what are your five favorite books?
So I love this book. It's not my book. Candy Martin. She and a couple other ladies did a collaboration, and it says "Wake Up Winning." That is one of my favorite books. My daughter did a book, and her book is um, it's information for moms. So I love that little book. It's a very short read. And I just got my book in the other day, so I couldn't think of the title. But she has a nonprofit called Moms Are People Too, so I just gave her a little plug, okay? But that's book number 2. And then I just got a book in the mail, and I really didn't get a chance to look at it, but I knew that was going to be a good book. So I'm waiting to get back to that one. But so let me go back to my all-time favorite.
Take your
Let
time.
me two, number 3, Who Moved the Cheese? Excellent book. Okay, that's the book, and they're right, like not even far from me. Um, just right over there. I have, of course, my book. So that's book number 4. I read it on the plane. I reread it again, and there is another one that I have been. Everybody read this one by Napoleon Hill, and it's like right over there in my book. I can't. I don't know why I can't think of the name, but that's the book. That is like when you start your mindset change. that's the book that you want to pick up. And I can't think of it, but I'll come back to it if I can remember it because it's right on the top of my head. And I actually carry it with me everywhere to remind myself if I need a quick read to go into something that will redirect my brain, then I keep that book with me as well. So,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is, what are your five favorite movies?
Shallow Hal, Mrs. Doubtfire, um, Hustle and Flow. You know, it's hard out here for them.
You ain't know.
Got to get the money for the rent.
You ain't know.
That is one of my favorites. When I tell you I cried, like, cause that girl went got that when she went got that record played, Snow Bunny. Oh my God, I was like, she grew up. Oh my God, it was it was. And Taraji P Henson. Oh my God, listen, let that by far that was one of my favorites. Um, and two more favorite movies. Hmm. Cause I came with the other one so quick.
Okay. It's okay. We can
um,
stop at three if you want, Miss Tate.
Okay, three is good. Bad Santa. Bad Santa was good too. Okay. Yes.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah. Yes. That was so good. And the midget and what's his name? Oh yeah, that was good. I laughed forever. Yeah.
That's what's up, Miss Tate.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's
Cause you
what's up.
gotta laugh sometimes. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, your son gonna be watching this, so I want to tell him. Oh, another movie I want to say. Oh, a movie I like is Hardball and Four Brothers. I hope your son know
Okay.
what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. I hope Hardball with Lil G Baby and Four
Yes, I
Brothers.
remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that.
we going to the ship. What? We going to the ship.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So
It kind of
yeah,
got sad a little bit, but yeah, it was good.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, so Miss Tate. My next question for you is, would you rather go to the beach, to the desert, or to the mountains?
So right now, I'm a mountains girl. Um, Going to the mountains allow me to create. I get to think. I like to be in that high place um, because it has a significant symbol to me. So I'm sure the beach is fine. I've never been to the desert, but I would say the mountains.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is, if you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
So right now, one meal, because it's a meal, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's the deal, which is not good. As y'all see, I'm got this COVID weight going on over here. So I can eat rice for everything. So I'm gonna take a rice, even though it's starch, and I'm gonna eat eggs with it, chicken with it, anything I could think of. Cause rice and now I'm eating with chopsticks so that I can control my portion size. So I eat rice with chopsticks because you get smaller portions and you get full, but you're not stuffed. So I was impressed that I taught myself how to eat with chopsticks and now I eat them with no problem. But yeah, I'll eat rice for everything. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. My next question for you is, who are your favorite actors or actresses besides Miss Taraji P. Henson?
I know she's a sweetie. Um, So I I love Leonardo DiCaprio when he played in what was the movie and he played in so many great movies. But this one was Catch Me If You Can. When I tell you that was a good one, that was yeah. And then there's I don't know the gentleman name, but this movie was A Beautiful Mind, and he played in a lot of movies, and I can't think of his name at the moment. Um, One of my other favorite actors would be Barney Mac. Um, Rest in peace. He was. I go back and I watch some of his shows now, and I just laugh. And um, it's boy, I laugh. It's so. He will forever be one of my favorite actors. Um, Female. I want to say. I love Angela Bassett. Not because she burnt the man car up on. You know, she played in so many movies as well. She's a phenomenal actress. And then, of course, I'm gonna say Tyler Perry. Okay, in case he see me and I gotta get discovered, I want to be able to see Tyler Perry. Okay, because
Okay.
if you're looking for me, I'm okay. So yeah. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Miss Tate. My next three questions that I'm going to ask you are location questions, such as would you rather go here or here?
Okay.
My first one for you is would you rather go to Hawaii or Alaska?
So I have family in Alaska, but I heard Hawaii is amazing. So I would like to go to Hawaii because I can always hitch a hike to Alaska because family live there. So okay, so Anchorage, Alaska is where my family live. So yeah, I want to go to Hawaii.
Yes, ma'am.
Notice I'm staying away from the fam. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, fam. Just kidding.
Yes, ma'am. Would you rather go to Canada or England?
So I'm trying to make a break for Canada in case things don't work out here. So if they could have me, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Canada.
Yes, ma'am. And would you rather go to Africa or Jamaica?
I've been to both. Um, it depends on what part of Africa, and until we can figure that out, I'll take Jamaica for now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, so Miss Tate, my next question for you is what are your five favorite songs?
So so easy. Cruising by Smokey Robinson. Boy, listen, I will start crying right now. I am a Smokey fan. So, Tears of a Clown. Unfortunately, 90% I'm going to be Smokey Robinson. Maze, um, anything by Maze. Just because he don't have that many. So, hey, anything by Maze. Um, my dearest, closest favorite that makes me cry is Fantasia, I believe. Um, and I love some of her, all her stuff. And Etta James have a song. I'd rather go blind than to see you walk away. I can't think of the name of it. But Beyonce did it in a movie, but I like Etta James as well, some of her old stuff. And I like Frank Sinatra, so I can't leave him off the list because I actually listen to a lot of his music, like his old, like I have like in my car. So I do have a weird collection, and I left out because you only say five, but I love country music as well. So
Yes, ma'am. Can you please say your favorite your favorite song by Two Chains?
so if anybody know me, and I know he did a collaboration with some people, I guess, but my favorite song is Yo Mama Ain't Raised No Hope. So anything happens, I don't like rap like that. But when I heard it, I went crazy. So I can't wait to meet his mom because I'm gonna meet his mom and some other moms that I seen in the video. But it was like when I seen the video, I went crazy, and I was like, because I'm that hard mom, so I'm like boy, yo, boy. So I felt like that was our song. Like that was me all day long. Like yo, mama. So anybody know me? I'm super sweet over here, but when it comes to the streets, I'm super over there. So it was crazy because when I heard it, I was like, "What? Who makes that?" And I went crazy. So now I'm on a mission to meet these ladies because I want to get it from the women's perspective, the mom's perspective. When you got those kind of kids that's coming up, and you still got to be mama. Yeah. So I love it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, so Miss Tate, my next question for you is, who did your nails?
So I go to the same person over here. I live in Georgia, and I actually go to some Chinese nail shop, but I actually go to the same people, and I've been going to them for a while. And then after the pandemic or during the pandemic, they remodeled, they bought all new equipment, they did all new stuff, and of course they raised the price. But I don't do my nails that often, but I had a photo shoot and I needed to get them done. And I like a little sparkle, a little bling. So she did a little something extra for me this time. So yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Miss Tate, are there any shout outs that you would like to make to your friends or to your family?
So as it relates to shout outs in 2021, I do want to do things a little different than I did last year. And I just want to shout out everybody who get up every day and put a conscious effort to be intentional about, being in a space to be present, getting up every day, fighting through another day of trying to stay positive, getting up every day just saying, I'm gonna go to work when I don't want to go on this job. So I think for me, even you, me, people that are trying to grind, like Eric Thomas say, get up and grind. Like that's the shout outs that I want to give right now because I found myself when you're singling out people, you leave out people. But when I think about it, we all wake up and we all have a different journey. It's just we all are going to get where we're going just in different times. So I want to commend people. I had a girl. We had a conference today. Knew me conference, virtual conference, and it was free. And I had about four people jumped on because I posted it. I went back and tagged them, called them, and text them and say, good job. Shout out. I'm proud of you. Because that was something out of their comfort zone. So just now, going into 2021, I'm acknowledging people who are doing things out of their comfort zone, not people who are just doing big things, not people and the people who support me. I'm shouting them out. So I don't want to put it in a box. We put everything in a box. I want to come outside the box for 2021. I think I lived on that comfortable edge, but after hearing this young lady do her interview with caring for her two parents after she had a brain injury, lost her husband, I'm like, you know what? Life is too short. We just got to say, I salute you where you at, where you are from prisons. I salute the prisoners who get up and they trying to have a sound mind every day to live one more day to their release date. And some of them are not coming home at all. So the salute is bigger this year than it was last year.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What is your definition of a leader?
My definition of a leader is someone who lead by example, someone who make a way and not an excuse, someone who is willing to do the things that everybody else is not going to do. So if you got to get up at 4 in the morning, then that's what you're going to have to do. I think leading by example and not necessarily by your words, by your actions, is what I see as a leader because I work under a supervisor now at on my 9 to 5, and I don't care nothing about telling them I can't follow nobody who can't lead. So if you're not leading, I can't follow you. So I want to be an effective leader. I want to be able to demonstrate, organization skills. I want to be able to demonstrate, I know how to handle problems and attack them and be a problem solver for solutions and situations. So yeah, I just think, being a leader is leading by example and not necessarily by your words.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My next question for you is, if you had to be stranded on an island with five people, who would they be?
Warren Buffett, let me see, Oprah, uh, Smokey Robinson, because he gonna be singing to us. I'm gonna say, they cool, so I'm gonna take Michelle and Barack, because you know what, we gonna be laughing, it's gonna be going down. I'm gonna be like, come on, now tell me what really happened up in that White House. So I think, and then Oprah gonna bring a different, you know what I'm saying, because I want to know. And then Warren, I got a few questions for him too. So I think with Smokey singing to us, and just it's a great mixture. I think we're gonna be good. Yeah, we're gonna be good on the island. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to be like on Fantasy Island, okay? Round, yeah, okay. The play. Okay. You too young to know about that one, but okay.
You right. You right. 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 Right.
It's too funny.
All right. So, Miss Tate, before I ask you the next question, I would like to first give a shout out to your son, Mr. Brazy Baby Gunsmoke. He's an upcoming artist who dropped a mixtape. He has an interview out, and yeah, he doing good things right now. Mr. Gunsmoke is currently incarcerated, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter because this man still has a mother and a family, and without him, I wouldn't have been able to met you. And I just want to tell him personally, thank you, Mr. Gunsmoke, for referring me to your mother. And I want to say, man, ever since I met him, he been saying nothing but good stuff about you, Miss Tate. Now,
Oh,
my first question for you regarding him is, can you please, yeah, can you say something positive about your son?
I mean, I can say whatever I want. It ain't got to be positive. No, real talk. I love your interview, and I do. I love being on the platform, and I'm so grateful that he directed me here, because just even having you as a mentee has been amazing in that short time. But he'll tell you, I have zero tolerance for um, nonsense. So, what I can tell you about him and him being incarcerated, I'm going to fast forward it to when he woke up. So, being behind bars and knowing that you're in prison, but you're not in prison in your mind, we had to get to that conclusion that it's time for you to wake up, because he has an opportunity to come home. And in the process of him coming home, it's like, where you going when you come home? Because you grown. So at that point, we started thinking, and we kind of came to an understanding, that there are, many that are incarcerated, but only a few that are not incarcerated in their minds, that are free. And then when they get out, they're really free. So I needed him to free himself and free his mind. And that's when he got back to the music. Now, one of the things I can tell you about my son, ever since he was little, I'll never forget, he wanted to be an actor. And when he saw Jamie Foxx win an Oscar, he said, he was nominated for an Oscar. I don't know if he won it, but he said, I'm gonna get an Oscar. So on that note, my kids took acting classes, and he went to many auditions, and he did good, but he was always confident. But the thing was, I would tell him, you find the interviews and I'll take you. But I'm not doing the work for you. So that means you need to map quest it, find out what time it starts, find out where it's located. I'm not doing the work. So I always, supported whatever they did. They even had a little group when they were younger, him and his sibling, and they was the G babies. So I wrote their rap, I wrote their music, I wrote their rap for them, And they got on V103, the radio station, because I was always that parent that I was there. I was out there when I thought it was an opportunity, and even when I sent their single out, their little CD, I called the man at the radio station. I sent it certified where they had to sign. And I'll never forget that. And I had him in the studio, and he was like, "I'm so tired." So I called his dad all the way to New Orleans, and was like, "This boy I've been here talking about he tired." So he said, "Put him on that phone." He said, "I'm hungry." He said, "You hungry for food, or you hungry for a change of life?" So we remember that now, based on all the stuff. So when he felt like he was stuck, we all make mistakes. We all fall short. So he comes from a two-parent home, because his stepmother, who is still so inspirational and influential in his life, that's like my sister. That's like my
Y'all went
mother.
to New York together.
We went to New York together. That girl, she is like, Nicole, we love you, mama. He calls her mama. And I'm good with that, because what happened when he graduated, like she pulled him through so many things. She's amazing. Now she's amazing. And when he graduated, she got him through that threshold because he was here going backwards and forward. And she said, they said, with the parents of, he called his name, stand up. And she said, "Oh, they calling you." I said, "Nah, baby, they calling you. You got this." Like, I don't need that. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you making like real moves. So he come from that loving family support. And he did an interview recently, even incarcerated. And in that interview, they asked him, "If you come from such a good family, how did you get locked up?" And he said, "Because I was trying to be grown. I wanted to be in the streets and see what it was like. And I paid the price. My dad tried to keep me from going that route. I did come from good beginning, but that's the price I had to pay to understand that they were taking me in the right direction the whole time. But I'm glad I didn't get too far gone where I couldn't find my way back." So where he is, he at the stretch where he's on his way home now. So now dropping his music, pushing everything, it's been interesting. But we've been doing a lot from where he is. So I'm proud of him. So yeah.
Hey, Mr. Gunsmoke, man, if you watching this, you dropped today is January 2nd, man. Hey, you dropped a picture today on your story of your hoodies. I want one, man, one of your shirts, man. You got a shirt look
For
just like
sure.
this. It's white. It say free Gunsmoke or Brazy Baby. It's something with Gunsmoke on there. Got your picture on
Yeah.
it. I want that, Mr. Gunsmoke. Hey, holla at your boy, man.
I'm gonna make sure you get that. And also, he's getting ready to put up his website where you can order your shirts. But his book is about to drop. So his book will be dropping this month as well. So he got the new CD about to drop because he got some new music. He got the hoodies, and he's about to drop the book. That's deep because it's an ebook, but just to like, man, all my kids are authors, so that's deep. He wrote a book from jail. That's like, okay,
For
that's cool.
real.
That's what's up.
For real. I gotta salute, take my hat off to that. He working harder than me and I'm free.
That's what a lot of people say. He be going at it. Like, he be going at it. So
For
yeah.
real. Yeah, man. Free Gunsmoke, free Mr. Ketchup, man. Alright, so yeah, Miss Tate. My next question for you is okay, so um what okay. So Miss Tate, would you rather have unlimited shoes or unlimited clothes?
I guess clothes. I'm not one of those people either way. So you know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Um, my next question for you is what's your morning routine and what's your night routine?
So I'm glad you asked that, because walking in 2021 was so crucial that your routine is your success. And I'll say it again. A lot of my procrastination and delay in 2020 was because my routine wasn't consistent. So I woke up in the last few days before the year came in, and now my routine, because I'm up at 5 a.m. on the prayer line. So I get up in the mornings and get on the prayer line. I get up for meditation. Um, and now I'm doing a little exercise. So if I don't do it right at that breaking moment, then I move over into I got to get it done before I start my day, the exercise. I take in motivation or inspiration. So I can do a 30-minute piece on somebody who's preaching or somebody who's saying, wake up, right now, get, like motivation, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, I could just go on and on. Trent Shelton. I get up and I listen to these people because I need to get worked up and pumped up. So I also am a Herbalife distributor. So I started back on my Herbalife, and um, I'm taking protein shakes when I get up to have more energy. So yeah, I'm waking up with a different outlook, because when I get on these interviews or when I'm on calls or I'm doing Zooms or I'm talking to caregivers, I want to have my energy level where I want to share with them what I'm doing. And I want to be able to tell them how being healthy is contributing to being wealthy, and it's contributed to being wise. So when you run it together, healthy, wealthy, and wise, it's a pattern, but it has to make sense. Going to bed, um, I have to shut my day down, and that's my intent now. So I'm making some changes in my first quarter of this year. So it's gonna be a little different, trying to get into that routine of going to bed early, making sure I relax and calm my mind down, because I got so many things racing through my head. So yeah, just staying in a calm space and being intentional about winding down before I go to bed at night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, Miss Tate, my last question for you is, if you could speak any languages, what three would you pick?
So it seems like I speak a language already, and I don't know what it is. It just comes out sometimes. So yeah, yeah, and I do know it's that language that, when you're speaking in the spirit. That's one. But I'm gonna say Spanish. Every time I try to send a text message by voicemail, it pops up in Spanish. So this has been going on for some years. So I'm like, okay, girl, you're gonna have to learn Spanish. This is ridiculous. And I do speak a little a Ghanaian language, which is, African a little bit, but the languages are so different because they're different. Everybody's speaking something different, even in one part or one culture. You have some people speaking French and some people speaking, so yeah, it's different, but just learning to master that. So yeah, I would just say the main one would be the Spanish off the top.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, Miss Angela Amazing Tate, I want to tell you thank you so much for coming on my show for the second time.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Is there anything that I didn't ask you or anything that we didn't talk about that you would like to say?
Well, I would like to say thank you again. You're doing an amazing job. And I would definitely like to say to some of the women who've already did interviews, like, let's connect, let's collaborate, let's, not just shout out Tony, because a lot of you women are doing amazing things. A lot of you women are doing great things. And some of you women are trying to find your way and finding the right mentors or finding the right people to connect with. So if there's anything I can do, And I've seen some great interviews, so I'm going to be pulling up on some of you women this year. So instead of me going look for a tribe in the community, I'm going right there where some of them then already had them interviews and be like, okay, ladies, we all been on the same platform. What's up? So yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations to all the women who have already been interviewed because they made it. We made it through 2020, and now it's time for us to kick 2021 down through, like walking through there. So I just want to say I'm excited about our up and coming year. And right now, that's pretty much all I have. Because, and other than thanking you for this second interview, which I'm going to post everywhere and putting everywhere. So I'm moving slow, but I'm holding on to my interviews. So yeah. So I just want to say thank you. Yep, to you and your
Absolutely.
entire team. That that's growing. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you again, Miss Tate. And hey, if
So
y'all have not yet, please go to her website. And is it Angela Amazing?
So my website is www.coachamazing without the G.com. Coach Amazing without the G. And whoever likes this video, see this video, um, if you message me, I have a free book for you. So hit me up and let's connect. Let's make some things happen this year. I just think that that's gonna be what our year is gonna look like, and I think that's what's gonna set Tony apart from so many other people who are out here doing this game. Because when the collaborations come back, it's good for him. So that's about it. And so yeah, look me up at www.coachamazing.com, and I'm also on IG is I am Coach Amazing, and on Facebook as Coach Amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you again, Miss
Thank you
Tate.
so much, and you take care, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, ma'am.